we're going to be building a brand. So the type of brand we're going to be building is called a faceless brand. It's not faceless per se because it's going to have a face, but not your face. This is a be seen out there who do not want to put their face out there. However, they want to create a brand. So this is a strategy that you can use to build a brand, however, not project their face, right? But for this faceless brand, they are going to create, or we are going to create an identity. So we're going to build a persona for this brand. So in building the persona, we're going to choose a name. We're going to give them a name. We're going to give them a face. We're going to give them a job title as you wish. So depending on the brand that you're building. So we're choosing a persona with a name, with a job title, and with a face, with an actual face. Okay, and we're going to choose a social media handles for this brand. Okay, all right, so we're going to start by choosing a name, for example. And so if you already have a name, that's absolutely fine. But if you're working with a blank mind, you have no idea what to do, you're starting from scratch. So you can now ask our Claude AI to recommend or suggest names for you based on the brand you're building. For example, if you're building a brand as an author, right? And you want to write, let's use an example of the book we wrote in the section where we created our product, which is a book. So the person already has a name, that's Joy Smith. So we can just go ahead and say that I'm building a faceless brand, right? And let's say she is, now in this case, the brand is a lady. So our brand is a woman, and we say she is a middle-aged, she's a middle-aged Nigerian. She's a middle-aged Nigerian, let's say author who writes non-fiction books. Okay, I'm building a faceless brand. She's a middle-aged Nigerian author who writes or who specializes in non-fiction books. So we already have a name for her. So we could just say, okay, let's say you do not have any idea at all, you're starting from scratch. So let's just use that scenario. So who specializes in non-fiction books? So give me 5 compelling names that, let's say 5 compelling pen names that positions her as a respectable name in that niche. Okay, I'm building a faceless brand. She's a middle-aged Nigerian author, right, who specializes in non-fiction books. So give me specializes in non-fiction books. So give me 5 compelling names that positions her as a respectable name in that niche. Right. So what we have. Okay, that would position her as a respectable. So it depends on the persona that you are trying to build. If you decide to build an American persona, you can decide to build, an English persona, an English person, or German, or Indian, or African, whatever it is. So this is how to go about it. So this is us trying to build a persona, and we're starting with a name. So we have these names. We have Adora and Kem. We have Chinwe, Okafo. We have Dr. Amara, Ngozi. I wonder why it's generating names from the East, but that's absolutely fine. It's okay. So I like Ngozi Adichie Stone. So there's a vibe to this. So I'll just go ahead and choose this one. Okay, so let's assume that our author, the brand we're building, their name is Ngozi Adichie Stone. So that's established. We have a name. Now we can choose a job title for them. Okay, that has been chosen as well. So Ngozi Adichie Stone is an author. Okay, we're trying to build a brand for Ngozi Adichie Stone, and now we're going to go ahead and generate a face for them. Okay, so in order to generate a face for our brand, So we're going to use a website called This Person Does Not Exist. So on this website, you will be able to create a face. You'll be able to create an identity, an actual face of a person that does not exist at all. So with this, you are not at risk of being, sued for impersonation. So the person we're going to create using this website does not even exist. So right, let's get into it. Now we have a name for our persona. Now we want to create a face for them. And we've established while we generated their name that they are a Nigerian middle-aged woman. And so we're just going to put all of that specifics in these boxes. So here it's a female, age, middle-aged. Let's say they are between the age of 26 and 35. Their ethnicity, African, okay, black. And can just do refresh here. And let's see what it brings for us. Okay. Okay. All right. So we can, if you do not like what comes up first, you can just go ahead and keep refreshing, and then it keeps, generating more and more until you find something you're comfortable with. So I think I like this one. Yeah, she looks more like an Ngozi, and yeah, I think this is okay. So we'll just go ahead and pick this one. Download for free. So we'll just click on download. So now that we've been able to create a brand, we have created a title for our brand, we have created a face for them, we have created an identity basically. So you have a name, you have a face, you have a title for your brand. Now, you can then go ahead to open, create social media accounts for this brand. You can create an account on Instagram, you can create an account on Facebook and Twitter, which will give you an avenue to, engage with your customers, relate with your prospective clients. And now what we're going to do next is we're going to be creating materials that you can use to, drive engagement, promote your market, promote your products, and all of that stuff. So you can actually do that in different ways. You can create images. So right now, what I'm about to show you how to create is how to generate a tweet quote. So you can do as many as possible. And, this can help you to drive your content, help you to drive your product, and whatever it is that you want to put out there to promote your brand. So now I'm on Canva, right? So what I'm going to do is I have this mock-up of a tweet. So you know, we're going to edit this image to suit our brand. So we're going to be changing the face because we now have a face for our brand. We're going to change the name. We're going to edit all of these details here to suit the brand that we are creating. So you can create as many images or posts like this just to drive your products, to drive engagement on your handles and all of that. So let's get right into it. So we've already generated a face, right? Our middle-aged Nigerian woman who is an author named Joyce. Yeah, okay, so named Ngozi. So we have a name as Ngozi Adichie Stone. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my system and pick the face of the middle-aged Nigerian lady that we generated earlier. So I'm going to just, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring it right here and lay it over this one. Yeah, so I'm just going to minimize it and make it fit into that space, right? Okay, yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, I think you're sitting well. Yeah, so that's the face right there. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to edit the name, right? So our author is named Ngozi Adichie. So there's an hyphen here. Okay, so I've created an identity. So I'm just going to move this out of here. Okay, so I'm just going to move this away. So right there we have Ngozi Adichie Stone, and so we can change this Twitter handle to can play around this and just say at yeah, just change the whole thing to Ngozi Stone, right? Can stay Ngo Stone or Ngozi Stone. Yeah, that's it. So basically just change all the details here to fit in into the brand that we are creating. So you may have minimal, but you have, all right, so we're just going to look for a code to fit the brand that we're creating. So we created a brand. Who is an author, right? And okay, so we can just now and ask Claude to create 5 short tweets for us to put under the handle of Ngozi for us. So we can say, thank you. Now create 5 short tweets, the 5 short tweets for Ngozi, Ngozi's Twitter account. Sorry, Twitter account. Ngozi's Twitter handle. Oh, thank you. Now create for me 5 tweets for Ngozi. Okay, for Ngozi that would do. Okay. Okay. The story we tell ourselves about our limitation often become the very walls that confine us. True transformation begins when we rewrite those narratives with intentions and courage. What story are you ready to change today? I've learned that wisdom isn't about having all the answers, it's about asking better questions. So all of this projects Ngozi as a renowned or a refined author. You see how you can create a brand for yourself using AI tool, using, even if you do not have anything you're working with, you can play around AI, and here you go. Look at how it's building a brand from scratch for, someone. So, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask it to compress it for me so it can fit it into the space that we're trying to create it on. So, thank you. Well, please, can you compress? Okay, I'll just say this is a lot. Please compress the tweets. Okay. All right. Wisdom isn't having all the answers. It's asking better questions. What question? Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Purpose isn't found. The most powerful conversations happen when we listen to understand. Your past informs you. It doesn't define you. I would say none of this actually projects Ngozi as an author, if you know what I mean. So now I'm gonna reprompt it. I'm gonna say, I think I'm just gonna come here and okay. So now create for me 5 tweets that 5 tweets that project Ngozi as an author, right? Now create for me 5 tweets. Did I make it clear earlier? First one, she's a middle author. Yeah, I made it clear. So Ngozi is an author. Create for me 5 tweets that projects Ngozi as an author, as I think I would say as a respectable author. So we're projecting a brand, and it should reflect in all of their materials and whatever it is they put out there. Yeah, so after 15 years of research across, I've learned that the most profound truth often hidden in plain sight. Sometimes we need to unlearn what we think and discover what we actually need to understand. Just finished reviewing I think this is better for my upcoming book. There is something deeply humbling about distilling years of interview data. Right, yes, I think this sounds more like it. Lagos Literary Festival next month, about the intersection of, yes, this is absolutely amazing. So, okay, grateful for platform that recognizes how fiction, okay, I think I'm going to say, I like tweets 3. Okay, now say compress tweet 3 for me. Okay. Festival on Storytelling and Social Change. Grateful for platforms recognizing how nonfiction can be both rigorous. Yes, this is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take this and go paste it on the image we're creating. Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to adjust this, uh, drag it out. Okay. I hope it's not looking too tiny. Okay, yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, this is better. So, speaking at Lagos Literary Festival next month on storytelling and social change, grateful for platforms recognizing how nonfiction can be both rigorous scholarship and accessible. Oh my God, it's looking so real already. You can actually use this method to create any brand at all. You know, this is just this is just to show you how it can be done. This is just an example to show you how it can be done. You can build any brand at all with this method. You can build a brand as, say, a baker or a consultant of any sort. So this is just an example. So we can now come. I think there was an yeah, hashtags here. You can bring this hashtag here and put it on there just to match the just to match what the quote is. So Lagos Lit Fest, social change, and all of that. Isn't this amazing? And you can even come in and play around the okay, so 150 comments, 15K likes, and all of that. See, this is exactly how you can build a brand, right? So okay, so you can go on, play around this, edit this, save this, do more and more. Go on Claude, just prompt Claude to create stuff for you, create materials, put it out there, and yeah, your brand is flying. So that is one very good strategies on how you can just start your online business right there. So let's do some more work. So let's say, for example, the book that we created in the previous section, let's say it was Ngozi Adichie that wrote that book. Now we can go to Claude and ask Claude to create tweet for us from that book that we can use as materials to promote the book. So we're going to say that create tweet. Okay, we can say create 10 tweets from this book. The aim of the tweet is to drive the sales, to promote and drive sales of this book. So create 10 compelling tweets from this book. The aim of the tweet is to promote and drive sales of this book. So let's see what it brings out for us. Right. Okay. The Johnny hook from Johnny. Right. Here's the exact Here's the exact roadmap I used to climb the banking ladder. Climb the banking ladder reviews the decision strategies and mindset shifts that accelerated my career through pre-financial crisis. Wow, career lesson. The 2008 financial career is so specific. This is really, really specific. And everybody in that industry or anyone in that industry who is starting off as a banker can really relate to all of these things. See how he's creating, you know, this very compelling tweet that you can use. You can even convert all of this to Instagram post as well and just post it across your social media. 90% of professionals get networking completely wrong. Here is what I learned after 23 years. Like, this is so amazing. My new book shares the exact networking strategies that open every door. So under all of these tweets, you can even go ahead and share a link to your website, that takes people directly to a platform where they can buy your book. You can share the link to your Amazon, what's it called, shelf now. You can put a link to your Amazon shelf where they can directly buy the book. So this is how you can drive the sale of the book. You see, this is fantastic. So yeah, so these are ways you can build a brand, promote the brand, and start making money from it. Now, let's take it even further. So what we're going to be doing next for our brand is we're going to be asking Claude to help us create a website or the outlook of the website for the brand Ngozi Adiche. All right. So I'm going to prompt it by saying I would like to create no, I would say I would like to brand the author properly. So what should her website look like? Bearing in mind, okay, we would like to build an email list and also, okay, list her books there for sale. Okay, all right, and I'd like to brand the author properly. What should our website look like? Bear in mind, we would like to build an email list and also list our books there for sale. Okay, let's get this done. Let's see. So right here, God has created for us what the website of Ngozi will look like. So here it has designed how the home page will look. So on the home page, you can have a professional headshot. It will be a stock photo of a confident middle-aged Nigerian woman in business attire. So that will be the image of Ngozi with the tagline, illuminating truth through rigorous research and compelling narratives. So you can include a prominent email sign up with lead magnet like 5 research methods that change how I see the world. And then you can have your about section that shows a brief bio highlighting Ngozi's expertise area, years of research, and all of that stuff. So it has created how the website will look like. So we can just go ahead and design this. So we're going to be using a tool called system.io. What we're going to do now is we're going to design this website using the templates that has been generated for us. And on the system.io, you have tons of, many templates to choose from. So you can choose any template of your choice and then design it how, you like it to be. So this is the one I chose. So I'm just going to edit all of this image and text to suit what we're trying to create for Ngozi. So it says here on the home page, so we're going to have a headshot, a professional headshot of Ngozi. So I'm going to be going to ChatGPT to generate a professional headshot for Ngozi. So I'm going to copy this right here and go to ChatGPT and say that, hello. Okay, let me just put it on here. Okay, so create for me a professional headshot of a confident middle-aged Nigerian woman in business attire. Okay. Upload a reference photo if you want the image to resemble a specific person. In fact, this is absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload the image of the face that we generated for Ngozi on the this person does not exist platform. So that even makes it better. So I'm going to come right here and upload it. Okay, so this is our face. Okay, so could you please upload? Let me know I can proceed with the claim. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to upload. All right, so here we go. Okay, yes, our image has been generated for us. This is absolutely nice. So it has created a face that is very close in resemblance to the identity that we've created for our brand. So this is absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to save this. I'm going to download this image and save. So now that we have the professional headshot of Ngozi, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this and go to our website editor. So on the website editor, so I'm just going to change this image to that of Ngozi. So to do that, I'm just going to come to the editor's page and just put the image up there. So I'm just going to upload the image on that website editor. Okay. So now we have the image of Ngozi right here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move it to the top. I'm going to move it to the top of the page. So, so this is where we want it to be placed. So yeah, so I'm going to take this one out. Okay, so that has been removed. So we're creating this home page to fit Ngozi's brand. So we're going to go back to Claude. So we're going to come and pick all of the text that Claude has generated for us in order to design a website for Ngozi. So right here, so we've generated the headshot. We have it where we want it. So we are going to pick this tagline, illuminating through rigorous research. And we're going to, okay, so take this one right here. We're going to put it here. Right. So illuminating truth through rigorous research and compelling narrative. Yeah. So you can decide to change the font of the text. You can decide to leave it as it is by using all of the elements at the top of the text right here. So you can use all of this to tweak, to play around it. You can reduce the font. Yeah, I think I'll reduce the font so it fits, so it fits the size of the image. Yeah, I think this is fine. So now it says we can include this prominent email sign-up link magnet. So we can use this to drive traffic. So we can put that here and say, this is actually a perfect template for this. So we can say 5 research methods that change how I see the word. Free PDF. So we can put this action button to say get for free. For example, you can just come here and change start now to, depending on what they call the call to action is. So in this case, we can say get for free. So you can come to the element side and just change the text on there. Instead of start now, you can just change that to, where is it? There should be a button to, okay, right, this one. So you can just use this one to say get for free. So that's that. That's how to, create a brand. So you can just go ahead and walk around all of the features about, according to what Claude has generated here, about section. So that will be a free brief, a free bio highlighting Ngozi expertise areas, years of research and unique perspective, all of that. You can just go ahead and use this to create a brand, a website for Ngozi as a brand. So you can just move down and design this as you wish. So if I were Ngozi, I'll remove all of these ones. And what I'm going to do down here, I'm going to create a section to market my book. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove all of this. Depend on what your product or your service is. So you can just design this to suit that. So yeah, you can just do a brief introduction of what sets you apart on this section. Why choose me, blah, blah, blah. So in this case, I can just use this. If I'm creating this for Ngozi, who is an author, I could just say my best-selling books or my books, you know, something around along that line. So you can just use this boxes to represent your books, or you can decide to upload the images of your book on this one, and then you can just play around it. This is how you can actually build a brand without your face being the persona. So this is how you can create a new persona or an entirely different persona from yourself, in order to promote your product, in order to promote your business or your services.